Khakhau.
Deputy Principal's Investment and Innovation. Just quickly follow up. How long? When were you appointed? Please switch on the mic.
Yes.
Please switch on the mic.
I was appointed in 2005, but as
Okay, but for this particular stuff,
no,
I don't want the whole history. I want for the position you're currently holding.
2023.
2023. So you've been 2 years into the job.
Yes.
How much money have you fundraised towards internet connectivity within the labs?
Connectivity. Unless we can put the analysis up so that I can then talk
What do you mean analysis? I get you should know. Do you have any partnership that in your job in the last 2 weeks that you have formed with any private sector or any company to
Yes.
ensure that there's connectivity on campus to improve internet access? Yes or no?
No.
You haven't. So have you done any sort engagements with computers for computer accesses?
Yes.
Okay, how many computers were you able to get in the last 2 years?
Into the institution.
I mean, surely not in your house, Mama.
No, I haven't.
You haven't?
Yeah.
How many textbooks, partnerships were you able to get in the last 2 years for the institution?
No, we haven't. We brought money into the institution.
Yes. How much money were you able to get for
Plus
the institution?
minus 2 million.
Plus minus 2 million.
Yes.
Who's the CFO of the institution?
Next to me.
CFO, 2 million that Mayor was able to gather from partnerships for textbooks. How many textbooks were you able to get to pay for from that 2 million? While you search, I'll move on to the next question. So I'm giving you time, 2 minutes, because I have 6 minutes left to give me that response so that I can follow up. Deputy Principal, the reason why I'm asking you the questions I'm asking you is because I know for a fact that in a computer lab, if you set up a router, one router, you can go to Telkom, and the fastest operating modem, per month you spend less than 1,000 rands. So the fact that in 2 years you did nothing as far as improving technological access for labs, for me, that doesn't make sense, particularly when you yourself, in response to Honorable Msezana's question, you said that your primary focus is to ensure that there is an enhancement of social life and technological access for young people. So if that is at the heart of your focus, then the very bare minimum, 1,000 rand per month, you should have been able to get that right. The bare minimum, you should have been able to make sure that you have computer access for rural kids that you say are your number one priority. For me, I don't understand how you've been there for 2 years. But in 2 years, you haven't been able to deliver on simple network, and I know for a fact that Vodacom, MTN, and Telkom are very excited to deliver and help as they're doing with the Department of Basic Education. So that is something that you should have been able to do. So for me, the fact that you haven't done that tells me and South Africa that either you have zero capacity to be doing what you're doing, or you simply do not know what you are doing, or number 3, humanat, ujajem, and you're not worried. So, and I'm not asking for your response, I'm just telling you that's a comment. Moving on, Memanyala, you were first, before the position that you occupy right now, am I correct? You are a manager in the principal's office. Before that, you were the campus manager of Siteto, is that correct?
Yes.
Please switch on your mic.
Is it on?
Is it on?
It is on.
Okay, thank you. So you were, why did you leave?
Okay, briefly, let me say it was after, it was during
Mama.
opening.
1 minute, please, time.
I was assaulted by the community due to a tender that was issued by the college. Then I was assaulted by the community members.
Okay, the reason I'm asking you, thank you for sticking to your script, because the community members that you are claiming that assaulted you are refusing. They're saying it is not true. But I'm not the police to say who's telling the truth. What I'm trying to ascertain, did you receive a salary scale difference when you moved from being Siteto's campus manager to being a manager in the office of the principal?
No.
So your salary is still the same?
Yes.
CFO, the salary scale of a campus manager versus a manager in the office of the of the principal? Do they earn the same across board?
Okay, thank you, Honorable Member. Currently, the office, the manager in the office of the principal is on the assistant director level. So the campus manager notch is actually above the salary notch.
So why hasn't her salary changed?
Okay, thank you. I think this one was an employer-initiated transfer, so the conditions were maintained. It was not an employee-initiated one.
Okay, so if the employer initiates the transfer because there's a justification to keep the salary as it is, even though you are employed at a level that is different from the level you were previously occupying. Is that your justification?
Honorable Khakhau, the employer is the department.
Yes.
The department is here.
Yes.
Let them answer. I don't think it's fair that the CFO, who has absolutely nothing to do with the transfers. So the department is the one that transferred the person and they're here. They must answer that. I don't think we're being fair to the CFO, who does not handle HR-related issues, to ask him this question.
I was getting the chairperson, but thank you for...
Yeah, but let's not ask them unfair questions. I mean, the CFO has got absolutely nothing to do with this.
So,
No, he does not pay, Honorable Khakhau.
I was getting there. So, acting DG, what is the motivation for keeping the salary as is without any changes?
Well, thanks very much, Honorable Khakhau. I were to ask, maybe I'm not sure. My several apologies, Honorable Chairperson. If maybe DDG Zungo, I know we do not have a corporate service of the department with us, unfortunately. I'm not sure whether DDG Zungo can assist to an extent.
What? It's Katiba. Answer the question.
I was not given the permission to speak, Chair. He was asking if I could. Yes. At this point in time, Chair, I cannot answer. I think we would have to provide a written response to this matter that will provide the background of the case and what happened and why the salary was not adjusted. So DDG Corporate Services is not part of this engagement. So we will provide a written response to that, Chair.
I think it's important that that happens, and also because there's a precedent here that you are setting, that for me, you can't be crying as a TVET sector saying you do not have money to fill vacancies or you don't have money for textbooks, yet you are happy to compensate people even though they move from different positions. I mean, in South Africa, our land, I don't imagine that everybody who feels unsafe in their workspace gets to enjoy the freedom of hopping to another position of work, even though it's of a lower salary scale, and they receive the same benefits, performing a job that is of a lesser demand than what the shift was. So for me, that is completely unacceptable. It doesn't make sense, but please put that in writing. NSFAS, the SRC is crying again, and this is not a new story. SRC has a serious problem with the fact that a registration was received, they received registration, received data, but then at the end of the day, there was nothing as far as their closed response for their submissions. So I know members are going to ask about this. So in consolidation of your responses, please can I ask SRC that the SRC furnishes NSFAS with the list of students that are affected, so that we know how many of them they are, their IDs accordingly, give them to NSFAS so that NSFAS can resolve that for you. Just quickly, because whatever response they're going to give us now is not going to solve the problem immediately, so that we can fast track. The last one, finally, Chairperson, is on the certification rate, Principal. The certification rate that you indicated as an institution, for me, a certification rate is supposed to be at 100%. And if the certification rate is not at 100%, it means there are students out there who have completed their studies but have their certificates still lagging behind. your slides indicate here that I'm trying to find the slide, but your slides indicate here that in some instances you have a certification rate of about 31%. Is it 31 post completion or 31 as it goes? For NCV, for example, 26% for engineering, 30% for business studies. And then make it make sense why then there's a difference between NCV, engineering, business studies at 26, 31, and 30%, but you are able to record a 91% on PLP.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. The PLP program is a bridging program. It's an access program towards our ministerial programs at other levels, probably precisely NCV level 2. So it's internally managed, not that it must be easy because it's internally assessed and managed, but it's a bridging program. So it's within the control of the college. The certification rates that you are seeing, they speaks to the number of students who completed 4 out of 4 or 7 out of 7 subjects in one sitting. So if a student fails a subject, it will not translate to 100% for the entire cohort. So it means if I'm doing NCV level 2 and I write 7 subjects, if I fail one subject, I will not be counted on the certification rank. Thank you.
Please may I request in future that when you compile your data, make it, assume the person who's going to read it doesn't sit in your office and knows automatically what you mean. Because as you read it automatically, it gives the impression, so make it 2. So 31 as far as completion versus writing, and then what you just explained right now. Thank you, Chair.